thing that I found out, and I don't know why I was doing this, but I was using the headpiece initially because I wanted to do co-op with team party chat, and so you do need earbuds, otherwise people will hear what is the word? What is a rebound or reverb or whatever? So I was using that, and then I was thinking, I wasn't really thinking outside of the box. And I remember when I first started to stream, I just used a stereo speaker, which the Blue Yeti could pick up the game sounds. So it's not going to be, PC OPS perfection. So it's just going to carry through the speakers that I have already attached to the TV. So I'm going to carry through the speakers that I have. So maybe what I'm hoping is that we can then turn up the volume of the game sound depending on whether you could hear the dialogue and the sound effects. So I am going to just be a little bit quiet. I'm going to run around, and then I want to see if we could hear his vocals. So let's... I'm going to run around, and then I want to see if we could hear his vocals. So let's... I'm going to run around, and then I want to see if we could hear his vocals. So let's... I'm going to run around, and then I want to see if we could hear his vocals. So let's... I'm going to run around, and then I want to see... Why does it keep repeating that loop? So maybe I'm doing something definitely wrong. Why does it keep repeating that loop? So maybe I'm doing something definitely wrong. Why does it keep repeating that? Yeah, it keeps repeating that same thing over and over and over again. So but I think if you guys have any, if you really feel like, I can't hear a thing, then we'll just turn up the volume. So if you really feel like, I can't hear a thing, then we'll just turn up. Okay, let's mute that. And then what we always have to do is we're going to update the information. I want to quickly get the title, the game title up. I kind of like this new... I'm not sure how I feel. I mean, it's a double-edged sword because I think it's really good for me to learn how to do an impromptu stream. Wow, Clavitz, you can't see a thing, but that's because you stuck forks in your eyes? Clavitz, are you acting in... That kind of reminds me of Odysseus. Oedipus. How come you're sticking forks in your eyes, Clavitz? Is this like acting drama? Okay, now Clavitz, thanks. And Mr. How are you? Clavitz like Oedipus, you know how he gouged out his eyes because he killed his father and he slept with his mom, so he fulfilled that prophecy, and it was so tragic. It was so tragic, his story, and the sad thing is actually he was a really good ruler. He really cared about his people, and it's really sad that that prophecy came about. And so because of his burying his mom and killing his father, he then gouged out his eyes. So, Elf, how are you? How you doing? So, Elf, I really appreciate your guys coming here at this weird hour since I'm not used to it. Elf, what I did was instead of relying on the earbuds, which I was using that when I was doing party chat way back then, and then I just had I don't know, I was thinking out of the box, and then I was thinking, wait, why not just have the sound out of the speaker? So if you guys can't hear the dialogue, just let me know and we'll just turn the speakers up, and I'm hoping that the Blue Yeti would carry that sound over. So what we're going to do is we're going to face the how do you pronounce it? Nemean lion again, and this time, if you see up here, we're level 22. The lion is 22. We failed miserably at 21, but we might fail miserably at 22. But if we do, then we'll just go to Athens and heading on to chapter 6. Hi, Oni, how you doing? And I really, it's very heartening to me that you guys would see me at this hour, since I usually stream at the 9:15 and. As you know, this is going to be I know this is going to be a temporary thing because I wanted to spend early mornings and late afternoons with my friend, because that's like the only time I can drive, because after hours, like at nighttime, I can't see very well driving at night, so I wanted to kind of visit him during the daytime. And so because of that, I can't stream my usual 9:15 to 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, Oni, so I decided to just stream after I come home from hospice. And I still kind of want to stream because I really found that streaming to me is very meaningful, because I really love my community. I really love you guys. And we do have like a lot of important things to discuss. So as you know, we started doing the mental health portion of the stream where we kind of have quotes, and we wanted to kind of work on what can kind of lead to success, how we can be happy, how we can find joy in our life. Okay, so forks in your eyes. So Clavis. So Clavis is invoking Oedipus, and the whole like edible complex. It's very Jungian, and a lot of I guess a lot of psychological theories stem from the Oedipal complex, Electra complex. Oh, it is. I know. I see. I was trying to do that through the stream. Is this working? Yay, Elf vacation! And happy holidays. I'm not so much religious, but I'm more spiritual, so I kind of see, but clearly if you're Christian, the holidays, and if you're Jewish, the holidays are really, really, really important. But I think for me, like, I like to kind of treat every day the same, where you kind of want to have appreciation, and we'll kind of talk about appreciation, whether it's of what you have, and having gratitude. So what we wanted to actually, only mental health is none of our strongest points. And Alf, you can comment on this. This is so true. So there's a stereotype that like all psychiatrists are weird, and for some reason I do really think that is a stereotype. I really do think that's a thing, Alf. But what do you think? Am I just being am I just stereotyping? But I think psychiatrists are kind of weird. So we also, even those who work in the mental health, we still have things to learn. We still can't. I know I'm weird too. I mean, everybody knows I'm weird. Like it's not a secret. So let's not pretend. I am weird. And so I really find mental health is something that you don't, like, everyone can have mental health, and it's all about relativity, so we always kind of want to have self-improvement. Yeah, you're right, mystical. Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's because everyone is so unique. And Oni, this is a good segue into what we wanted to talk about, which is we want to discuss the importance of having an abundant mentality, because I believe a lot of suffering and a lot of hatred and fear comes from people who think that the world is scarce. There's not enough for everyone. So when you come from a field of exactly, Oni, and that's why you need to appreciate yourself. So the first step is like the reason why being stingy, spiritually pinched, and being fearful is that you can't really enjoy life at all, because you feel like, oh, there's always going to be a winner and a loser, so that means I have to force my will upon other people, otherwise I would be a loser. And so you're always coming from a what we call a zero-sum game. Yeah, Maud, I'm going to raid Maud pretty soon, Oni, because with the abundant mentality, though, on the other hand, and I want to kind of say, okay, what is so wrong about, because there are winners and losers, so to speak, so what's wrong about being, quote, realistic? Come to find out, if we study history, we hear about the awful Puritans, and they clearly did not follow the guidelines of the Bible whatsoever. Like they're really not Christians, because because they really feel like, oh, there's always someone against us, there's always someone wrong, there's something wrong with you. And what I believe there was this awful incident where, our crop failed, and coming from the side of stinginess and of meanness and pettiness as opposed to an abundant mentality, they would say, oh, you know what, I think it's Spinster Sally who I really despise, and since she's never had kids and she's barren, so because she's barren and she doesn't have a womb, blah blah blah, she was the reason why the crops failed, and then they burn poor Spinster Sally. That happens like all the time in Puritan society. And so we don't look at, when we think about it, we don't copy Puritans. We don't find Puritans compelling or helpful in any manner, because otherwise we'd be like, oh, since I don't like my neighbor, and she has mental illness and she's wasting resources just because of her mental illness, we should just burn her at the stake, and every woman, like any woman who's a spinster, has to be has to be burned at the stake. And so we can see why the Puritans did not survive. Like nobody follows their precepts these days, and it's gotten to the point where nobody likes the Puritans, and not even the Puritans like themselves, like because of like they really hate themselves, and they hate other people and the whole 9 yards. So when you get to that really stingy mentality, the scarcity mentality, you see like a lot of tragedy, you see a lot of doom, you see a lot of hatred, a lot of fear. People are going to blind each other, pull out teeth, so because of the revenge and so forth, just because of the stinginess and the grasping of it all. And so I think the Puritans just died down, like they all became blind and toothless. You can't burn everyone at the stake. So I think that Puritan is a good example of what you should not do. And Puritans really, they hate themselves, they despise themselves. That's why they despise other people, and they feel like, oh, if I lose, then if you get something, then I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm not going to be able to get what you have. And so they're really nasty. They're very nasty. We don't take inspiration except for like works of literature. Like if you want to do a horror movie or something that's grotesque, you always call upon the Puritanical Society, as in Scarlet Letter and The Crucible. Now, if you have the same society and you move to a place of abundance, when your crops fail, what you would do is you would say, oh, you know what, we all need to chip in. Like, yes, our crops failed, it was unfortunate because of pests and so forth, and what we need to do is let's kind of group together as a group and pull our resources together and share, and then nobody starves to death, nobody gets burned at the stake, nobody gets tortured. So we can see why having an abundance mentality leads to more success. And it does. I believe that if you see the world like that and you're able to give yourself freely, you're going to find joy, you're going to find happiness and meaning. So I think since we discussed the importance of the abundance mentality, I believe that the first step has to begin with you. Like a lot of people say, well, the way to... This is going to be our third time, so if I fail this, then we'll just kind of continue with the story and we'll come back when we're a little bit more over-leveled. So with this quote, you need to, in order to actually be able to give of yourself to others, you have to really appreciate who you are. Because if you think that you're a complete loser, like a lot of depressed people really think that they're losers and they don't have anything to offer, you're not really going to able to not only help yourself, but you're not going to be able to help another person. Because how could you if you're really fearful and you really don't think you're a good person? So I think what you should do is you have to, what you're saying is everybody's unique, and out of billions and billions of people, you're the only you. And by recognizing that, if you can just be kind to yourself and and maybe listing like what your strengths are. What are your strengths and weaknesses? No, actually what I would do is I would just focus on what your strengths, write it down, and then you can kind of see like, oh, actually I do really appreciate myself, and be kind to yourself, because you are human. Then I think, see, I'm not doing well. And it's kind of hard to discuss philosophical issues when you're kind of focused on the gameplay. So I believe that's our third time that we got killed. So we're going to go and move to the main story. So I think if you really accept yourself and you realize, oh, actually I am a good person, you move to more, you start appreciating yourself, and that's when you can appreciate other people. And as you improve your self-esteem by helping other people, you're improving your self-esteem even more, because the only way you could help someone is actually if you're capable of helping. You have to have resources, you have to be able to problem solve to help others. So, question, what if there was a LGBTQ assassin? Would people protest and refuse to play? I think so, Mystical. I mean, definitely that is the case, but I feel that in this game you could play Alexios or Cassandra any way you want. So you can kind of see Alexios as, and you have the romance option. So if you encounter a male romantic interest, you could just do like deny. But I think people will protest and refuse to play Mystical, because people, there's so many people, so there's going to be people who have different ideas. And not only that, Mystical, if there's like, people protest for anything, Mystical Gamer. It doesn't have to be LGBTQ. It could be like, oh, I think it's wrong to choose between a male and female character. It should only be male characters from now on, and they get really angry. So like they protest that I can only play as a female character. So, Brista, how you doing? Happy holidays. How are you? So we're just kind of, I don't know, this is a long about, I don't think I explained myself really well about why abundance mentality is a movement to mental health. But I think to have that kindness, that openness, the willingness to help, you have to love yourself, because if you love yourself, then you feel like, oh yeah, I am capable of helping other people. So I like this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, who says, to be beautiful means to be yourself, because you're only 1 in 5 trillion. How many people are in this world? But you're only 1 in billions and billions of people. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. And I think that's what we should work on. Maybe as a holiday present to yourself, maybe write down all of your strengths. And as you write down your strengths, you realize that you are a really unique person. You are able to offer help. You are very capable, etc., etc. I haven't been watching the news, Clavis, but I haven't been watching the news, but it doesn't make sense to build that wall. So building that wall, which is going to cost billions and billions of dollars, which doesn't work, because people are going to crawl under, they're going to crawl over. It just doesn't work. It's kind of, building the wall is strictly, it's coming from, again, the scarcity mentality that, no, we can't welcome other people because it's going to waste resources. And then what happens is that you see people who are seeking asylum as other, which is actually very scary, because I think that's how the Nazis rose to power, because the Germans felt like, oh, we're suffering, there's not enough for everyone, so we must kill and blame minorities. We have to blame Jewish people, we have to blame LGBTQ or other, and then you end up seeing humans as subhuman, and that's why you can go through concentration camps. That's why Kirsten Nielsen was okay with kidnapping babies, because they're not quote American. And so by dehumanizing people using this scarcity mentality, it's really frightening. It's very scary. Every single world religion that I've read, and I really looked into it, whether it's Buddhism, Christianity, Taoism, Islamic, like Sufis, they all recognize that moving to seeing things in terms of scarcity, you end up having that pinched soul. You can't give freely of yourself and others. Yeah, that is general xenophobia, but that also comes from scarcity. Like, oh, we can only take care of our people and not other. And so when you start seeing another a group of human being as other, that's where you go down the line of atrocities. That's why the U.S. government has like child abuse policies in place. You're going down the wrong pathway. Whereas if you feel like, oh, you know what, we can offer these people who are seeking asylum, we can offer them, they can come here, they will, because we know that they will produce, they will be productive members of society, and you welcome them in. Then actually the GDP of our GDP will actually increase. So I think that's the danger of not having an abundance mentality. You're very grasping, you're very stingy, you're not helping other people, you're not sharing. You end up being alone and empty. Your life has no meaning at all if you really have that win-lose mentality, because you always feel like, I'm in competition with you, you can never be my friend. Then you end up not having friends. And I just think it causes so many problems, Klavitz. So I really think we should really reflect on that, because every single spiritual truth and religious truth I've read speaks to the importance of being open, of being open-minded, of being accepting and being loving, and not moving to a place of stinginess and being like spiritually pinched. It's not a good way to be, and it makes people depressed. It really makes people depressed, because you feel like because you're competing against people. Like you're always spending energy to one up someone. That takes so much energy. Why not cooperate? Why not help each other in a win-win situation? So we can see how the scarcity mentality is one of losing for both parties. Yeah, and envy as well, Klavitz. That definitely happened, during the Nazi regime. They noticed that in general, Jewish people are successful, and they're envious of that, and so they just strip Jewish people of all their resources, because they feel like we don't have any. Jewish people are taking up resources, and you lead to horrible atrocities. So Klavitz, I really want to impress, and I know we're kind of preaching because this is mental health, but we do want to have an abundance mentality here. I think that is kind of the meaning of the holidays, is to be giving, to be loving, to find meaning, and not competing with other people and saying that, oh, if a good example in terms of streaming, Klavitz, is like if you say, oh no, you cannot see any other streamer, we cannot discuss or help people get affiliation or partnership. I don't know. I think your community is going to have grasping people who are pinched, who have pinched souls. You don't want a community like that. You want a community that's open, that's loving, that's embracing. So that's why I really, and we are going to, I hope Maud is going to be streaming a little bit longer. We are going to raid Maud, and her community is really wonderful, Klavitz. It's kind of her community, and all of her viewers who are streamers, like their community, have the abundance mentality. So that's what I'm talking about. They all help each other. They all support. We all applaud each other's successes. Like, oh, I noticed your viewer numbers have increased. We're so happy to help each other. And it's just when you go into Maud's stream, or if you go into any of Maud's streamers, her viewers of her community who streams, like everybody is like very loving it's really a joy to be in a chat because everyone says hi. We all like to support. We shout out. We promote each other, and I think that's kind of reflective on Mod's community and all of our viewers, because our numbers do kind of increase slowly but gradually. Oh, what about Odite? Okay, so Oni, sorry, lurking. Oh, GRW Task Force. Oh, we're cutscene. Can people hear the audio? How's the sound, everybody? So we see the downtrodden citizens of Athens.
Help me.
Yeah, this is not good. So we are moving into chapter 6 finally. I'm sorry that took forever. I know, I haven't seen Odite in a while. I don't know. Does Odite... maybe Odite's on holiday, Clavitz? Because I really have not seen Odite since... at least a month or longer, Clavitz? Oh, good, you hear a dog and someone yelling, shut up. And did you hear the person saying, help me, I hope? Okay, now we're heading back to Aspasia to talk to her. I mean, the sound is not ideal, Clavitz, but it was better than before when you didn't hear any sound when I was using the earbud method. So I think the speaker method, although not ideal, at least we're getting part of the game sound effects in the audio. All right, and I really think that I have to get up to at least level 24, level 25, in which case the Nemean lion might either be 22 or 23 to kind of... Lazy, how are you? How are you doing, Lazy? I know this is... Oh, there's Phoebe.
What?
That's like Jesus lackeys like that. Hi, bye.
Sometimes I think you're too much like me.
So we're going to talk with Phoebe. Oh, you know what? I think we have to do the Cleon quest because that's kind of important. Lazy, how you doing? Lazy, I know we had this like long moral discussion about abundance mentality, but I wanted to say, you know, Lazy Bones, like you and your community, as well as Clavitz. Now, Elf doesn't stream, but Oni's community, Bravestar, everyone here, Mystical Gamer, you guys come from an abundance mentality, so you all always like, because everyone here really supports each other, so we're not saying that, oh, we're competing, like, oh, I have to do better than this viewer. And so every time when I come into your stream, Lazy, it's just such a welcoming environment, and I think because of that... How you doing? Yeah, and Oni supports, like Oni's always following, Oni's trying to get people to affiliation. And so when you come into, if you come into a streamer who has abundance mentality, that streamer is just successful, period, because they want to share the joy and love of streaming. They want to support other people, because we know that it's a struggle to kind of make it in the Twitch world. It's very cutthroat. So why be even more cutthroat and pinch and cut yourself off of people? So Lazy Bones is currently playing Monster Hunter World, and I believe we're working towards the new Arch-Tempered Call of Teroth. Lazy, I think you tend to like the Soul series. Lazy is definitely a variety streamer. He is playing... I also think, Lazy Bones, you did Monster Hunter World, Neo maybe? We kind of like the Soul series, the action RPG, I believe. And Lackey, I was thinking about you. And we're not going to talk. I don't want to get you angry, Lackey. So you just missed Phoebe. She said hi, bye. So she's very much like you, Lackey. And so, as you know, the Eagles are in the Texan game. So we're not gonna go into that, Lackey. All right, so we're gonna go here. So I'm kind of a lapsed Eagles fan, and Lackey is a big Texans fan. Oh, it's your main, Lazy. Is it going to be... Oh, is it like you're single? Are you moving towards a single game where you're going to do all of the Monster Hunter as well as the past Monster Hunters? Or is it just kind of your main game for now until... Well, I think you're probably going to stream the Iceborne. Oh, Mystical Assassin's Creed Odyssey is your main game. For me, like right now, I'm just going to do Odyssey as my main game until the Iceborne. And then I'll do Dark Souls and Iceborne. So I'm going to kind of... I think my stream is more like RPGs. I really can't do shooters because with Borderlands 2, I completely failed. So we see Aspasia here. She's obviously, as you can tell, she's obviously going to be one of our love interests. So let's talk with her real quickly.
Oh, Alexius. You've returned to Athens. What's left of Athens? The world we've built is crumbling at our feet.
I'm going to say, let's just be encouraging. We have to hold it together. But see, this is again the scarcity mentality. Like Athens and Spartans are fighting over a small scrap of land, whereas in the past, when they cooperated with each other, they were able to overthrow King Xerxes. So this is a good example of how it really doesn't help to have that win-lose mentality. You want to move to a win-win mentality. So let's say we have to hold it together.
It hasn't killed you.
You're right. But everything Pericles has built is being destroyed. It's chaos outside these walls. People have forgotten how to be people.
I came to talk to you. I found out some things about my mother. Her name, her ship.
Alexios, it's not the time. Pericles is dying. He won't see me. He won't let Hippocrates in his room. He only babbles about going to his precious Parthenon.
Let's see. I think we have to. The only way to really get through to her is to kind of empathize. Because if you just talk about me, and she's worried about other things, she's not going to talk about what you're interested in. So we want to say, I'm sorry about Pericles. Oh, Lazy, I really love this game. I really think this is a masterpiece because I'm not sure if you saw the other gameplay because there's like so many gaming elements. Like there's the conquest battles. We tried and failed. Well, we did kill 2 legendary animals, and I'm trying to kill the Nemean lion. So there's all these legendary beasts. There are mythical monsters, which we haven't faced yet. There's like the arena quest, which we kind of know about that because one of the cults is from the arena. He's one of the contestants in the arena. So I really love this game, Lazy Bones. Like if I would wait until the bundle package comes out, like the DLC plus the main game, because you get the 3 DLC story. Yeah, the three main story campaigns. You get Assassin's Creed 3, the Connor story, and then you also get Assassin's Creed Liberation. So I think if they bundle it together, it's usually like it usually goes on sale at $20. It's kind of like with Witcher 3. I got everything, including all the DLCs, everything, the complete edition, and it was only $20. So I would do the same thing with Assassin's Creed. Oh, so Oni streams Far Cry 3, and Batman, is it too loud? And Rox is here. How are you, Rox? Welcome back. Yeah, Mystical, we want to kill the lion, but I need to be of a higher level. So I would really recommend this game. It's my first Assassin's Creed, Lazy Bones, and I'm so impressed with this franchise that I borrowed my friend's Origins.
Pericles is a strong man. I'm sure he can fight this sickness.
You heard the mob. He can't defend himself. He'll die with no glory.
Athens has known him a lot longer than they've known this plague. He gave them a voice. His accomplishments will speak for him.
Pericles needs treatment, and the gods know he won't let me in. He respects you. Could you go to him?
I could try.
If you do, I will make the time to talk about your mother. For now, he needs your help.
It's worth a shot.
So Oni, you're going to stick a little more to Ghost Recon Wildlands. Oh, GRW, I was wondering what that stood for. So that's kind of more of... Because I think with Ghost Recon, it can actually be a main game because it does have the PvP elements. Oh, game has echo. See, the problem is, Batman, if I use the earplug method and have... Oh, take it easy, Clavitz. Jesus, how are you? How are you doing? How are you? All right. Well, actually, Jesus, I think Alexio's mom is actually bisexual. To be honest, so she really gets around. I think she slept with Xena, the warrior princess. She slept with Alexios' father, Nikolaos, and. So I think she's more bisexual. Jesus, how are you doing? How have you been? It's been so long. And I am actually streaming at this weird hour because I wanted to kind of spend the mornings and afternoons with my friend who's in hospice care. So then I was thinking, well, maybe I should just stream after I visit him, because I can't stream in the morning because like by the time I come home, if it's too dark, I might get into a car accident because I can't see very well in the dark. All right, so Batman says not true. Parental unit. Yeah, I'm sorry the game has echo. Do you guys like it better when I had the earplugs into here? Because I'm not sure if that's going to be better. Because I think when I had the sound coming out of the microphone, there's actually no game sound effects. So we're going to creep up. Mondays were usually reserved for Far Cry.
Yeah, I lied. I told you. It's Alexios.
Yes. Coming. It's embarrassing. Someone so strong seeing me like this.
I'm going to just say he doesn't look good because why pretend? We should be kind of honest. So, Jesus, you're tired. You've been playing some Crash Bandicoots. And you're also playing Smash Bros, right? Oh, Jesus, do you think the sound effects are because of the solid stone walls, or do you think it's from my stereo? I'm not sure. Okay, and Oni, Mondays were usually reserved for Far Cry 3, but you kind of got bored of it late. I get it. Yes. Now, if you get bored with the game, and Oni, you're very good at communicating to your chat, because you would say definitely, okay, we're going to finish out Far Cry, and then next two streams we're going to go back to GRW. A couple games with Moth, though. EU to NA. Just the 2 seconds. There's so much lag. So that's kind of the only unfortunate thing with PvP. If there's lag, it's not a fair competition because the people who are behind. Like, so then Moth would always win. Then if you're 2 seconds behind, right, Jesus? I'm gonna just say you don't look. He doesn't look good.
Yourself.
I don't feel like myself either.
I brought your drugs.
Huh? Yes. It's usually Phil who does the delivering. At least I'm alive. Though I can't say the same for my city.
It's a shadow of what it was.
Well, it will belong to Cleon now. He will have to lift it out of its sorry state. I wish to see it with my own eyes. Come to the balcony. Much has changed.
Oh. Okay, so we have to talk.
You'll recover sooner if you let Hippocrates see it.
It's my time. The plague chooses no favorites. I fear has failed others. Its people, Aspasia.
No, you haven't.
You're kind, but I've lost. Aspasia needs protection, as does Athens. I thought I gave enough to Athena, but it seems it isn't so. I should be out there, on the streets.
You'd be overtaken. There are mobs, and Cleon's doing nothing to calm them.
Thank the gods, Cleon won't see me like this. But that's all I can thank the gods for. They've turned on me.
I would say, I think you can't. I think you can't blame the gods, because the reality is Pericles was kind of in his Parthenon ivory tower. He never talked with, because we had that one scene, he never talked with the really sick people of this really poor village, and so he never really, instead of diverting the funds to helping these poor villagers, he spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on the Parthenon. So he actually worsened poverty. So I can't just say, you can't blame the gods. It's really the Athenian government sucks ass, and that's why you have rebellion, you have revolt. Oh, you yes, Jesus Almighty, you're a master at Smash Bros. Yes, you're definitely a master at Smash Bros. I'm kind of torn between a couple of choices. I got a little money left for one last game for 2018. I would get Octopath Traveler, because I'm not sure what Pokemon Let's Go... Well, I can't... Chat, what do you think? Because I think Octopath Traveler probably would have more rich meaning to it, because it is a JRPG, and I heard it has very compelling story, very compelling characters, and that I believe there's a lot of replay value. At the same time, I've never played a Pokemon, so I'm not sure how good Pokemon Let's Go is. Yeah, I mean, whichever game you're going to enjoy more. So if you feel like you're going to enjoy Octopath Traveler more, I would get Octopath Traveler then, Cheesy. And Cheesy, how's your holidays so far? I know I keep missing, I keep forgetting to wish you guys happy holidays, because I'm not so much religious, so I keep, I just kind of treat the holidays like any other day. So I think the holidays are especially important because it kind of hones in on, what's the meaning of your life, what's the meaning of the holidays, how you want to start the new year, and I think that's why I started having these thoughts for the stream, to kind of talk about these issues. Oh, good. So, yeah, Mystical, do you have Let's Go? Because it's kind of good to get a sense of... I know Octopath Traveler is a traditional JRPG turn-based, which I think you'll like a lot, Cheesy. And I don't know anything about Pokemon Let's Go, to be honest.
It's God's fault. It's the world. It's turned upside down.
Athens' fate is decreed. All we can do now is wait.
You should go back inside. You need to rest.
Where I should be is in the Parthenon. My greatest legacy to Athens. We need the gods' blessing. But
Aspasia's right.
She often is. But not about this. Yes. I'll go inside. Thank you, Alexios. Tell my Aspasia I was a good boy and took my drugs.
I will.
Okay, so we have to go back and talk with her. Odai, there you are! We were just asking about you. I missed your stream so much. How have you been, Odai? And because I was thinking that it's the holidays, you're probably away from streaming, vacationing. Okay, let's kind of break down. So Cheesy says that he might enjoy Pokemon. You played so many Pokemon games and they aren't that different from each other. Exactly, like Octopath Traveler is going to be pretty unique. They really try to follow the traditional JRPGs. So it's not going to be like, oh, yet another Pokemon. I heard a lot of people liked Octopath Traveler, Cheesy. So, Odite, when are you going to be streaming next? I do. Mikey, how are you? Oh yeah, mystical. That's so epic. So you have Smash Bros. Ultimate, and if I had the Switch, I would get Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I love Xenoblade Chronicles X so much. Oh, Odite says busy with work stuff. You're still alive. You did a lot of. Yeah, oh wow, Odite, you beat Extremeth or BMF? Odite, no, because you're on PC, and PC got the BMF. But are you guys going to get the Extremeth though? Odite, it's so good to see you. I really missed your stream so much because I really missed the times when you and Klavitz would do Monster Hunter World Science and you kind of figure out what are the best like skills to use. Oh, just regular. Ugh, see, Odite, if I were PC Master Race and my file was on PC, what I would do is I would get one of those patches and just have a one-hit KO cheater patch on the PC and just beat Extremeth that way. Because I don't think I could beat Extremeth any other way. He's just so hard. I can't do the jump mechanics. There's always only just one boulder, and I'm never close to the boulder to get there on time, so I just keep failing against Extremeth.
Pericles let me in. He took his drugs without complaint.
Thank you.
Something wrong?
I expected Phoebe back by now.
I saw her in the crowds outside. Did you send her somewhere?
Let's go to Anastasios to see about the ferry. As soon as Pericles is strong enough, we're leaving Athens. We have to.
But now she's missing.
I'm sure she's all right.
Chat, do you hear echo with that? Because the Yeti's picking up the sounds from my speakers. Yeah. Odite, because I always felt that way. Like I just don't like cheating. Like, oh, I got the extreme overlay armor, but it's because I cheated. But I at this stage, Odite, I'm like so desperate because like every time when I go into Extremeth, they see that I'm Lance and not HBG, then they leave. So anytime when they see one or two party members that are not either HBG Cluster Bomb or LBG, everyone just leaves, and then I'm the only person there, and then I'm fighting Extremist solo. That happens all the time. She shouldn't have sent her. If this were in real life, I would be calling Child Protective Services because she's sending Phoebe to these dangerous missions.
There's a plague. You've seen the streets. She's just a child.
You endanger her well-being.
She's more of a fighter than I was at her age.
I told Pericles the cult is in Athens. It's too dangerous.
The cult? I thought it was the sickness talking.
I'm going to look for her. Where is Anastasios' house?
It's across from the Odeon of Pericles.
Yere.
So it's extremely dangerous, and the streets run red, and she's sending. So this is clearly, this is clearly child endangerment. So Aspasia is not doing the right thing, sending Phoebe off to this dangerous mission. Okay, so let's do that. Click. Find Phoebe and return with her to Aspasia. Anastasia's house is in the southeast of Greater Athens. Okay, where's Greater Athens? Oh, you sent your tank build on Discord. I'd like to see that, Odite. So are you doing HBG? Because I heard that's like the only way to really be, or LBG, either HBG or LBG. I heard that's like the only effective. I mean, there's no, Odite, the reality is there's no one effective weapon, but apparently against Extremist, HBG does really well against him. She is crazy, Odite. Like, why are you sending Phoebe out into this dangerous, it's so dangerous, she should be at home. Okay, where is Greater Athens? So we're in Attica. This map is so large that sometimes it's kind of hard to find. Where? Okay, Greater Athens, southeast of Greater Athens. His house is east of the theater. No, I thought I opened everything. Alright, I don't see the theater, but let's just say if it's southeast, we can just kind of click. Let's click on the message board and head on over. And then what usually happens is that if you're close to the objective, they'll say to use the Icarus, and then Icarus would find the objective for you. Wait! You're kidding, Odite. You want a solo Extremith with a longsword? I heard it is doable but with Extreme Behemoth, he has so much health. You have to make every strike count. You can't whiff at all. Odite, that's going to be really hard. That's the reason why I'm really angry about Extremith, because like with Call of Teroth, you could actually beat Call of solo. You don't really need a team. Yeah, it's going to take like 2 hours to finally beat Call. But I've beaten Call of solo just by myself. But with Extremith, you really do need a team, and then it's not fair because you're relying on puppies. And it's hard to get a good team because literally they see the lance, they run away because they're like, oh, she's not equipping the HBG or the LBG, preferably HBG cluster bomb. Oh, just regular. Oh, yeah. Odite, I think you can do that. I heard regular BMF is doable and even Extremith, but I think with Extremith they really want to make sure you work as a team. Yeah, soloing Extremith is... I mean, definitely soloing Extremith is like really, really extreme. No pun intended. I mean, pun intended, pun intended. What is...
This looks like the place.
Oh, good. And let's go to nighttime in case we have to be... Sometimes when you go to these objectives, you have to be incognito, otherwise you can't trigger you can't trigger the event. But Odite, have you been less busy? So when things are more settled down, are you going to be streaming more regularly? Because I really loved your stream, and of course we all miss Mochi, and we miss Mochi sleeping. All right, let's sneak. Okay, it says here, but this always happens. Like usually the marker, you think you're where the marker is, but you're not. Now, this house, like the front door you would think is this, but then the front door is here. It's just not well designed, these homes. I'm gonna sneak up and let's... Mochi's the main purpose of streaming gameplay. So Rox, how have you been? I'm glad I caught your stream yesterday.
By the gods.
Oh yeah, what happened here, everybody? Okay, what happened to Anastasio's house?
Limos must be carrying through on her threat.
Uh-oh. So Cassandra's on the loose.
I'm glad Phoebe wasn't here. Hopefully she's safe.
Yeah, I really... Like, nobody trusts Aspasia because she just sent Phoebe off to these dangerous missions. Like, that could have easily been Phoebe. Okay, let's steal this. Okay, let's... Oh, we have to protect Phoebe from the cult guards. So Aspasia sent Phoebe to her death almost, if it weren't for Alexios.
Don't take another step.
Okay, we gotta... I forgot... Oops. So what I want to do is, you always want to just kind of rip off. Oh, I thought I ripped off the shield, but. And you definitely want to build the adrenaline by either by dodging or hitting. So we're going to be pretty aggressive here. Ugh, I missed with that shield ripper. Okay, so we ripped off the shield. Okay, so we're doing pretty... I mean, these guys are way easier than the Nemean lion. Alright, so we... Aww.
Mother, I greet you.
Oh my... Charles, you're back?
Yes. Alexios! Are you alright?
I need to speak to Aspasia.
We must find Pericles first. He's missing.
I don't fucking care! Tell me where Aspasia is!
Alexios!
I'm sorry. Phoebe.
Aspasia went to find Pericles at the Parthenon. She should be there. I think we'd better go with him.
I agree, my friend. I agree.
So poor Phoebe. So let's go back and see Phoebe. Oh.
Aspasia knew the danger, and she still sent you.
I mean,
Phoebe.
that's why we should have called Child Protective Services. Charles, you're back! I thought you're still traveling, Charles. So, it's good to see you. And, Charles, did you say, I forgot on your Discord, did you say you're going to be doing a music stream on Christmas Eve, I think? I know, oh, died. It's so sad. So, I mean, that's why we really hate Aspasia, because she just, like, sent Phoebe to her death, and she knew exactly how dangerous the streets are. There's anarchy, because, like, the people are rebelling. They're rebelling against Athens, and the plague just made I missed you so much, Charles. How have you been? As you can see, Charles, we're gonna just do variable streaming, and I like this as an experiment, because, like, I wanted to see if I could just stream without any prep, and I don't think I'm at that level yet. You need, like, a lot of experience in order to do so, but it's kind of interesting to kind of experiment and see how well I do without any prep, and just kind of stream off the cuff, so to speak. I'm doing good, Charles. Thanks for asking. I think my stream might be a little bit too moralistic, though, because I've been doing these thoughts for the stream, but I really kind of wanted to make sure people are not... I want to make sure, because I think the issue is that with the Twitch culture, it really distorts who you should be. It totally distorts the meaning of why you should stream. Yeah, Schmikey, you're right. Schmikey, I think that's why your streams are so good, Schmikey, because you really don't care. You just really enjoy the process. You go with the flow. And that's what I should be doing too, but it's just my OCD nature, Schmikey. So that also says just swing it and fierce.
There you are, Alexios. Quickly, Pericles may be
Time to
inside.
kill that biatch.
What's gotten into you?
I would say the cult did kill Phoebe, but Phoebe is dead because of her, because she should have kept Phoebe safe.
Phoebe's dead. She's dead because you
Exactly, because you should have done your own work.
It's not true. Phoebe wanted to
Of
go.
course.
She told me she would be.
And you believe the child.
You know Phoebe. She wouldn't have taken no for an answer. It was out of my hands.
Out of your hands. You sent her away. You could have protected her.
What I asked of her was needed to protect Pericles. She lived to help others, Alexios. She lived to help you.
This woman, no, it's not your, that's not the point. No, Phoebe, the thing is that this is like the weakest justification. First of all, Aspasia, you're an adult, Phoebe's a child. You have to set limits. Even though Phoebe's going to say, oh, I'm going, you just send Phoebe to her room, put her in time out, and then you just go on your own mission. On your own, you're an adult, you're supposed to protect kids. So the interesting thing is I see this all the time with families that I see, like the mom would say, oh no, I didn't bring my kid because he or she didn't want to go, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if your kid doesn't want to go. Of course your kid doesn't want to go and see mental health professionals because it's boring, but nevertheless, you as a parent, you're supposed to take them to their appointments. Charles, I mean, if you look at Aspasia, Charles, let's face it, she is a romantic interest, but that's not the point. She's not right, she's wrong. You're supposed to protect Phoebe at all costs. She's a kid, you're the adult, you're the responsible one. I'm going to say, yeah, that's not the point. It doesn't matter what Phoebe wants or what Phoebe doesn't want. You have to be the adult. You have to do the right thing. Yeah, exactly. Same argument when your kid says, I want to do drugs. Oh, you're saying that if a kid wants to do drugs, can you stop that? Oh, well, Odite, I think we have to go back to... a lot of studies noted, which is really interesting, that if you have like a positive connection. Bilbo, sorry that I couldn't watch your stream today. I know there was kind of issues with copyright, so I'm really sorry that happened to you. It was really unfortunate. So Odite, what we found out is that if you're really connected to your kids, they're more likely to not take drugs. But you're right, you can't like force your kids to not take drugs. But I think if you instill like your values, and you communicate how much you care about the kid and how you value your child, then your child would probably think, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do drugs because it's bad for me, and my parents love me. They don't want anything bad to happen to me, so I'm not going to use drugs. That's kind of like an easy way out, Odite, but the reality is you're right. But in Phoebe's case, you could just put her in time out and then just do the mission. Or two, Odite, don't even mention to Phoebe, don't even send her to the mission in the first place. Just do the mission on your own, and then Phoebe would just like stay home, hanging around the house. You don't go up to her and send her off. So I did a test run stream on. Oh, that's good, Bilbo. So you're doing the newest Dragon Quest. I'm gonna put that's not the point. The point is you should have done your own mission. You should not have.
Doesn't matter. She had to sacrifice.
Oops, did I do the wrong choice, chat?
And over.
And those who sacrifice themselves deserve more.
Aspasia is.
She is a hero in her own right.
I hope she knew that.
Aspasia, you're here.
Any sign of Pericles?
If he's here, he's inside praying. He refused to stay safe in the villa.
Things have gotten even worse in the Agora. It's madness.
Speak later and act now. Pericles.
Go!
Dr. Trucker, how are you? It's bad, Odite.
I'm going to destroy everything you ever created. Athens is mine.
Pericles!
Uh-oh. This is bad.
Stay out of my way.
But I'm sorry, I just don't... Well, one thing, I don't really feel sorry for Pericles because he was going to die anyways. And he actually did a shitty job as, like, the leader of Athens. Like, all he cared about was his Parthenon. He didn't care about the people. Like, and actually, when you look in the load screen, they actually said that the price of the Parthenon is $500 million in US dollars today. So $500 million can easily buy provisions for your suffering town easily. So I really don't have any sympathy for Pericles. Like, he really didn't have, I mean, he's the father of modern democracy, but he just did not do a good job as a leader. Like, all he cares about is his precious Parthenon that costs like a half $500 million. And how are you doing, Dr. Truck? Are you enjoying the holidays? Oh wait, now, Bilbo, you're saying, why does everyone say that? I wanted to. It's like I'm missing chat. Bilbo, what are you saying? I got distracted. So, run! The ducks are coming. Grab your guns. Is that a new meme? I'm not familiar with all the new memes. I like the newest meme that I heard of is like the what the fluff meme. It's like this prank that you do on your pets. Oh, you're playing a new Farming Simulator 19 on. How is that? I've never played a single like Farming Simulator, and then there's like a Goat Simulator. I agree, Dr. Trucker. He is more of a killer because he's like, nothing could get in my way of the Parthenon. Let's starve the people to death and pinch every penny so I can make my beloved Parthenon and die there. So nobody feels bad for him. You're right, like there's not a single tear shed for Pericles. Oh good, I finally got a... Alright, so I like these cutscenes, they're very intense. Oh my god. But he was already gonna die. He was not a great man, Hippocrates. Hippocrates was a great man.
We need to get her out of Athens.
We'll take my ship. We have to leave. Don't let him die in vain.
Never.
Can we... I wonder if we could pilfer Pericles, because I'm sure he has like some... Hoffa, how are you? Lurk away, Hoffa. Thanks for being here. I know it's kind of a not my usual time streaming. Okay, so let me just kind of go through. Oh. So Maud is playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, so I think what she wants to do is she wants to go through Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming up so soon. Is anyone hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3? It's supposed to come out end of January or January 19th. Okay, So we have to skate from Athens. Oh, that's like really sweet of your wife to get that simulator. Is it kind of like Stardew Valley? Because I never seen any of the farming simulator. I never understood what that entails. Or Goat Simulator. Oh, Dr. Trucker, are you saying that the farming simulator is co-op? See, that's interesting. Odai, God Eater 3. Odai, I played God Eater 1, which was like really, really good, and I think that came in a bundle package. But at the same time, Odai, they had the same monsters, and they always had the same movesets, and like the different weapons felt the same. So I'm hoping, Odai, cross my fingers, that God Eater 3 would have more diverse enemies. And Charles, you're waiting for Beyond Good and Evil. Charles, I'm not sure how I feel about Beyond Good and Evil. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how I feel about Beyond Good and Evil 2, because like Jade and Paige are such compelling characters. Even though a lot of people haven't played it before, you should kind of revise and have them go on another adventure, because they have the best personalities. Like, you fall in love with Jade, you fall in love with Paige, you care about them so much. Odite, what new weapon? We mean with Arch-Tempered Call? I know they have new lances, right? Wow, so Dr. Trucker says better than Stardew Valley. I have to look into it, because I was debating on whether I should get Stardew Valley or not. But then every time when I watch people stream it, it looks like I would get totally addicted to Stardew Valley. So I'm going to kind of hold off, because I know for me that Stardew Valley, I'm going to be addicted and play it like 24/7. Beyond Good, because I help pets. Yeah, Dr. Trucker, you're a really, really good person, because you care about pets. And oh, yeah, Resident Evil 2, but I think it's going to come like Smokey, how are you? Smokey, welcome back. I like, is that Muse's new Santa hat? It's so cute. Smokey, how's your holidays? So Resident Evil 2 is going to be really hype, but I think, isn't it going to take them a long time, because it's going to be like a total remaster, complete remake? Alright, so what are we doing now? Let's escape from Athens, and then we can kind of...
Just in case.
We'll raid. No, we want a host mod, because I want the lurkers to jump over to mod's channel immediately, but we'll do the spamming of our links to get their game. Well, you guys know, like the routine. So Smokey, I'm doing really well. I have to stream, instead of streaming my usually mornings, I have to stream.
Cleon has ordered that no one leave.
Uh-oh. Well, we just have to fight our...
Aspasia brought to him.
I'm not going.
Leave. Don't let them go.
Yeah, this is... Oh, wait. Well, we know this is going to be easy fight. Oh, it's out towards the end of February. What am I doing? Like... Okay, let's...
They're going to take you.
Okay, so Resident... Yes, I agree. Charles, I do agree. Resident Evil 2 is probably better than Battle Royale. So Smokey, I'm doing good. I'm very grateful that I could spend time with my friends. So I'm visiting him like mornings, like early mornings to late afternoons, because I have to come home before it gets dark. So I decided, well, instead of usually streaming in the morning, because I want to spend time with my friend, I'm going to be streaming late at night. Yeah, it's towards the end of January. And I'm glad you're doing good, Smokey. It's always so good to see you here. And I love that slot so much. Yeah, I think it's was it January 26th or January 15th? See how much easier these guys are now they don't have their shields? Like, the shield is... Merry Christmas, Smokey! And did you hear, like, No, I was thinking of wombats, because I heard that wombats... I always get sloths and wombats confused. Because, like, I heard that wombats are, like, the only animal with cube-shaped feces. It's, like, really bizarre. So I don't know why that just came to my mind. Oh, wait. Oh, take it easy, Bilbo. Thanks so much for stopping by. Okay, let's... Oh, they heal. Did you see that guy heal? Oh, good. What time are you going to be playing Monster Hunter World, Bilbo? And did you get all your call tickets? Because I think you need 20 or something, which is a lot. Okay, at least we got one down. I mean, that took forever, but... Oh! Christmas stream! Around 7 p.m. Yeah, Smokey, I love all your Santa hats. I love all your Oh, nuggets! You need like 27, you said, or something? I mean, that's a lot of nuggets. And I forgot, like... Weren't the nuggets, like, really hard to get? Because I remember when we tried to get the original Call of Teroth, it took me forever to get all those pieces. I'm not sure if those were the nuggets that we needed, or if it was called something else. But it was really a huge grind, but the armor is definitely worth it, Bilbo. You need 35 nuggets? That's a lot! Now, Dr. Tracker with a Christmas stream, does that mean you're going to be doing like a 24-hour stream up until Christmas, Dr. Tracker? Oh, Knight's taking a nap with Mochi. Okay, we're almost done with this chapter. I think this chapter really didn't This chapter really didn't take that long. Like, chapter 5, like, finding out where Marini was, that took so long. That took, like, 10 hours, I think. But this chapter's really short, because it's mostly just cutscenes. And it's fleshing out the story, the intrigue. Oh, Emperor Nuggets! Emperor Nuggets. And I forgot the other nuggets we had.
It's all clear now.
Oh, Glimstones. They were so hard to get, those Call of Teroth Glimstones.
We're going to stay, Alexios.
What? Why?
My work is here. I can't leave the Athenians in this state.
See, Hippocrates.
You don't need us to protect Aspasia. Leave Athens to us.
I'm not so I mean, Athens is ruined, we already know that, but I'm really concerned about both Hippocrates and Socrates, because they're actually, like, really good people, so I want to warn them.
Oh, what happened to Pericles? You want the same to happen to you? If every dissenting voice disappears, the people...
I thought he was going to ask us a question.
Leave me here. You're sure? I've lived as an Athenian.
Socrates, nobody needs you, just ask
Then do
questions.
something for me. Both of you.
Of course.
Retrieve Phoebe's body. Give her a proper burial.
Everything she deserves, and more.
Thank you.
Time to go, Alexios.
Wait, I thought Aspasia is going to stay in Athens?
I expect to see you both again. Alive.
Okay, so so that was a very quick chapter, Smokey. I think we finished chapter 6. And this load screen is just... Oh, good. At least it's saving. I just wanted to make sure that it's saving. like Smokey, because Socrates like, oh, Athens really needs me. Come to find out, nobody needs you. Like, in fact, unfortunately, in real life, they poisoned him because he asked too many questions. He was too annoying, and he was more of a nuisance to people than of help.
The farther we get from Athens, the quieter it grows, as though it's peaceful. But I know better.
I'm sorry, Aspasia, about Pericles and Athens.
You have no need to apologize for anything.
I think Alexios says I should have done more, because Alexios is the type of person who feels guilt just because of his upbringing, because he couldn't save his sister. Well, she didn't die in the end, but he couldn't save his sister, so he has like a lot of guilt and a lot of low self-esteem because of his childhood history. So he's going to say,
I let everyone down. I didn't get to them quick enough. Didn't make the right decisions.
It's not your fault. There's no one to blame but the cult of Cosmos.
that's just Aspasia's fault.
No, allow me. Phoebe was my responsibility. I should have kept her closer to me. It was a mistake.
No, I wanted to...
Wait, it was your fault! Chat.
Yet another murder to the cult's credit.
I'll make each of them beg for mercy before I kill them.
The time will come. For now, let us look to the future. Do you have a headache?
I was hoping you would help me with that.
Yes, of course. This woman.
Phoenicus. Her ship was called Siren Song.
Phoenicus. Yes, I know the name. Last anyone heard, her ship was docked.
Oh, we're gonna go to Naxos.
Then we go to Naxos to see Phoenicus.
I think that's kind of an interesting... I know, Socrates, because I thought Smokey was actually about to cringe, because I thought Socrates, like, he was going to make a speech and then ask me a question about, is it a... Because he always asks these questions that are non sequiturs and they make no sense. So I'm glad he didn't ask us a question. And I wanted to see how much... Sometimes they have, like, interesting tidbits here, but they didn't. But I remember when you scrolled through here, they actually said that the Parthenon, if they valued it in today's dollars, it's $500 million. So you can see why the people have rebelled. He's very nosy. It's Smokey. I think the thing is that when I was reading about Socrates' works, he always asks questions, but then his students just take it at face value. Like, they never, and when they try to question, but his students were never smart to question him, because the students just say, well, you can't answer everything through language. Language is limited. But then he wants you to explain and define these complex terms using language. But language is not enough to even describe the most trivial things. That's why they always say a picture's worth 1,000 words. So Socrates is he is annoying, and I think he kind of missed the big picture by asking all of these really nosy, picky questions. He missed the big picture that language is so limited. Sometimes there are different types of knowledge. Sometimes you know through feeling. Sometimes you know through experience. Through just because cats, you know what a cat is once you see a picture of a cat. But how do you can't define a cat in words? It's nearly impossible. So that was the really annoying thing about Socrates. So we're gonna go to Naxos, and that's gonna open up. That's going to open up a huge... You see how huge this map is, and when it's gray like that instead of blue, these are the areas that we haven't even explored. So one of the trophies, which this is why this game takes forever to get to get your platinum, is because you have to go to every single area and cover all of this gray. And as you can see, this world is so large. Now the good thing is I did. Where's Naxos? Is it down here? Yeah, let's put this up here. And the good thing is we can go to Chios. Let's go to kiosk, and then we can go to kiosk, kill that cult member on our way, because we definitely want to upgrade our spear, and then we go to Noxos. Or maybe what I was thinking, chat, maybe we'll kill the cult member, and then we'll kind of do like the Noxos Islands next stream. I'm not sure when I'm going to be streaming next time, so it's going to be very variable. And I think definitely when things calm down a bit, I'm going to go back to my Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my usual schedule. I know, Smokey. I know it's exactly. But the interesting thing is the Socratic method is actually a good way to teach someone, because by asking questions and you're forced to answer, you actually capture the information better that way. And I think he's intellectually curious, Smokey. He wants to see what you'll say. So I kind of like him in that sense, but at the same time, he really missed the forest for the trees in this situation. Like, I mean, if I were arguing with him, I would say, look, Socrates, language is so limited. You know, sometimes you just have to experience things. Wait, there's so many boars here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Luigi, how are you? Long time no see. How's your streaming going along? Because Luigi, you finished Shadow Hearts Covenant, right? And you're doing a lot of retro gaming, like Mario. You do like a lot of really, really challenge. Because like I think the games back in the olden days are like really hard. So happy holidays, Ouija. We're gonna just kill this one. No, we're gonna just kill this one cult member, and then we're gonna do the Noxos. We're gonna kind of find Marini and Noxos for the next stream, which is going to be epic. Oh, Black Desert Online! That is, I want to see that. Like every time when I see that game, it looks so fun in terms of the combat, and it's definitely like Fashion Souls, because the weapons and the armor are fantastic, and Monster Hunter World really needs to learn from Black Desert Online as to like how to make good overlay armor, because like, all right, let's then nuke this cult member. Streaming is a bit hard and blurry. Yeah, that one retro game, it was really hard to see because it's just like Ouija, it was like you could actually count the pixels because it was so old. It was like really, 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 really retro. And it was really hard to see the details of the enemies because it's like 5 pixels. Oh, so Charles, what I wanted to do is maybe just do maybe, well, I guess with this, I don't know, Charles, with this weird variable schedule that I have like no idea how many days a week, but I'm thinking I should just try to stream at least 3 days a week. And and Charles, I really don't want to overdo it because I do not want to burn out on streaming and crash and burn again. Because like once you burn out, you need like 1 month of vacation to get over the burnout of streaming, and by then you have to kind of build your community all over again. So it's best to actually not get burned out in the first place. So I'm going to kind of follow Schmikey's example and just kind of wing it, go with the flow. Because I do follow Taoist principles, or I try to, and Taoist principles are like just do what you feel like, be free, just go with the flow, like why plan. So I'm going to kind of use that methodology and just be more free with my streaming. But I do want to stream at least three times a week, so I won't get so rusty, if you know what I mean. Okay, what do we? And Luigi, I'll definitely catch your stream soon. I just have to finish out and kill this cult member, and I'll definitely watch you. I'll definitely watch Black Desert online with you. Oh, Charles, can you explain exactly where this cult member is? Like, it's marking it there, but is it in a cave? Like, I think we may have to go through a cave and then go the roundabout way. So, He might be stuck in a cave. And this is really sad, Charles, because I thought, oh, we just have to kill a cult member. That's not going to take too long. Come to find out, it says he's above. Like, if you see that, let's just do this, just because, like. But he's. I don't know how. Charles, I think he's kind of in a hidden cave somewhere. Because if you go up here, you don't see him. Uh-oh, more messages below. I think this is the Potato PC laptop. It doesn't scroll down. Jojo! Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate Jojo, I apologize. This PC laptop does not scroll down, so that's my fault. So Oni's been following BDO since it was Korean only. Oh no! Yeah, that's what I heard, that it becomes pay to win. Jojo, thank you so much for the raid, and hello, Jojo's community. Welcome to the stream. We're kind of like winging it. This is not my usual time that I'm streaming, and I know, Lackey. I know it's really unusual for me to stream. And NDP Pro! Oh my god! MDP Pro, thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Happy holidays, guys. And that's so cute. The Happy Hob. MDP Pro, those are adorable emotes. Oh, what happened, Jojo? Oh, Chi-Chan! Yeah, Chi-Chan is here. Yeah, I'm not going to stream that long either, Jojo, so I really feel bad about that, because I don't want to burn out, and I'm just using this as an experiment to be more Taoist and just kind of wing it and not be as anal as I usually am when I had my regular schedule. So I'm just kind of using this, and the other thing is, I'm completely sleep deprived, so I can't concentrate or focus. I'm having word finding difficulties, so I'm not as articulate as I'd like to be. So I'm just hoping that when I come back to my normal schedule, I would be like more with it, and by practicing being spontaneous with these types of streams, it'll be like the best of both worlds, in other words. So I would actually have some structure, but I also feel free and not be as OCD as I usually am. So that's kind of like the goal. Jojo, I can't sleep for some reason, so I think it's because of, anxiety surrounding my friend who's in hospice care. Like, I'm always on edge, because I want to spend as much time as I possibly can with him. So I haven't been sleeping since he was diagnosed. And then I think that's where the root of my anxiety is, and that's why I wasn't able to sleep. Now I'm having like the worst difficulty finding this cult member. Oh my god, Lackey, what did they do with dead cells? They're making it even harder. Insane update to dead cells. Change a whole. Oh, because it's randomized. But did they actually make it even more randomized? Lackey, are you trying to get plat though? I don't think you need to get plat unless you want to get plat. So as you can see, I'm having so much problems finding this cult member. So we could just kind of run around. Let's kind of run around and collect some stuff. And then what I'm going to do off stream is I'm going to try to find this cult member, and then we'll nuke him. For the next stream, we'll probably do the Nemean line again, and then we're going to finally continue the storyline and find Marini. See, I think see how the arrow's like pointing down? I think he's probably... I think you have to go here. Yeah, I think you have to go down to the cave. Oh no! Jojo! how's your tooth? Because that was like a major issue last time. I was like really concerned because I don't think it's cosmetic, because sometimes even if you chip something away from your tooth, it's not going to protect your nerves as well. So I hope the sensitivity has decreased. Oh, Lackey. So the plat of dead cells. But GG and beating the last boss at NG+. Because I was telling chat, the problem with dead cells is that, unlike Dark Souls, where the boss is right next to the bonfire, you actually have to go through 1 hour of fighting through that level to get that boss, to actually reach that boss. And then it's all randomized. You can't just run past the enemies because you don't know if the enemy's going to change placement. So, thank you, Chi-Chan, and Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year. And I think that's, Chi-Chan, I think what's going on with my friend, that's why I'm having all of these, like, mental health discussions, like trying to find meaning and things, and that's why I had those thoughts for the stream that I've been putting up on my channel panel description, because sometimes like things happen and you think it's meaningless, but oftentimes you can find some sort of meaning in things. Aw, Jojo. Oh, good! Because yesterday was sensitive, right? So I'm glad it's no longer sensitive. So in other words, it is pure cosmetic. So the good thing is you don't have to go down the root canal, which is like, root canal is like really an awful, it's like a really, I don't think it's so much painful, but it's disgusting. And that cotton with that type of chemical they use is like the worst tasting thing. Like it's actually, you prefer to feel pain than taste that awful chemical. It's really, you would never forget how bad that taste is. So I think the cult member's probably hiding underneath here. So chat, I don't want to bore you with my poor sense of directions in finding this cult member. We're going to find this cult member. I'm going to find this cult member off stream, and then when I come back next time, we'll kill the cult member and then resume the game. And so what I'm going to do is our usual routine. We're going to host Red Mod. And I think most of you guys know her, but I'm going to let her know. So we want to warn the streamer, because sometimes she might be so enmeshed in fighting, because she's doing like an SL. Oh, she's doing Kingdom Hearts. But you know how like if you're caught in gameplay, you might not see the chat, and then you're like, oops, you didn't see the person raid. So you want to warn. I'm going to warn we'll be hosting soon. And so since she's an affiliate, we want her to get partnership. She needs the organic views. And since both hosts and raids do not count for numbers in terms of concurrent viewers, we're going to spam her link. Just double click if you don't mind, and then go to her channel. And then for those who lurk, we'll just do the host, which would immediately send them over so you don't lose the viewers. That would push her numbers up, so then she'll move up the leaderboard. So let's do that real quickly. I'm going to just go to my channel chat area. Okay, so I'm going to spam the links. And so if I don't see you guys before Christmas, but I have a feeling that I might stream Christmas Eve, I want to wish you all like a wonderful holiday, a wonderful new year. I love you all. It's so touching that despite my change in schedule, you all still show up and you're here to support. You guys are just so supportive. I did write in my blog like my self-improvement ventures, coming back to revisiting like what the self-improvement books I've read, and then I kind of found out that the reason why I'm streaming is because of you guys. I mean, you guys are so wonderful. You are the reason why we should stream, not the numbers, not partnership, not the money. You guys are worth more than all of that combined. And so I think that should be a really good I think you guys should realize that about yourself. So we'll reiterate for the stream that you are beautiful. To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. So I hope... Lucky! go and search, like there's a search bar and you just say attracted Dark Souls 3 characters and it gives you like the numbers that you could put in for like attractive Dark Souls 3 characters. So I love you guys, and are we spamming? We're not even spamming Redmon, and I told her we're gonna so let's spam. So we're gonna have double click, we'll talk more in mods chat. So we're gonna double click, just double click on a link, and then as you guys are double clicking, the people who are lurking, they just come over to Red Mod. So I love you guys, and I'll see you probably Christmas Eve, like around the same time, like 5 or 6 p.m. So take it easy. I'll see you all soon. Love you guys.